you ever let the color of your skin, where you come from, the environment you grew up in, stop you from chasing your dreams, baby, let's get it. My hand to please don't segregate. Dressed in a suit, I can't relate. Minority report, can't ignore being rich from poor and your credit score. My hand to please don't segregate. Dressed in a suit, I can't relate. Minority report, can't ignore being rich from poor and your credit score. See, all I wanna do, educate the masses.
We are back, baby. Let's get it. Billy the Kid, Billy, your host for the Minority Report, investor, entrepreneur, and then
Dan Delgado, also an investor, kind of an entrepreneur, working on it, I guess. I don't know how that works.
W-2 job, but it's everyday grind. Let's get it. But man, I'm excited today, bro.
We have an awesome guest today.
Yeah. For our first guest too.
Yeah, like that's not one of us.
Yeah. We rumble off too much. But we have a special guest today. She's not in here. We kicked her out of the studio while we do our intro, and then we'll bring her in. But so second episode is out already.
Yeah.
And I know you've been super busy with your flip. How was your week, man? I stopped by a little bit, and you couldn't even do lunch with me, a-hole.
No, man. Like I laser focus, and I got to get done. I have a big breakfast just to make sure I can go through the day. But so that's part of the struggles of entrepreneurship and doing real estate investing is that, and when you also have a W-2 job, because I had to take a week of PTO on my day job to get this house done because I think once I have it under contract, I'll go into details about it. Yeah. But this has been the most difficult flip that I've done for several reasons. But this has definitely been a learning experience. You got to have the right attitude with this kind of stuff. So,
and I think every deal is a learning experience. But obviously, while you're in it, it's a whole different story. But I think it's looking great, man.
Thanks, man. Yeah. So that's been
the
my
hard work is showing for sure.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It's funny. Like I've had family come by and everybody's really liking it, and so I'm optimistic on it selling for probably over what we're going to be asking for
the market right now. And real quick too, like the whole taking like the whole time thing, man. There's so many of you guys listening that want to do real estate or entrepreneurship, but that's what it takes. You know what I mean? And you have to put your all in there basically, and then until you build something where it's crazy because you're putting all your time, your effort, in order for you to get it back later. Financial freedom is just what it is,
That's where I'm at right now. Like I'm very much in that hustle stage where you you put the work in now to reap the benefits later.
Exactly, yeah.
But
because I think I told you a little bit too. I remember with my music, when I first started working a second shift, being off at 11 p.m. and then coming in the studio, being up till 3 to 5 a.m., sometimes even 7 a.m. or just stay up all night and then my daughter was waking up at 8 a.m. I had to feed her breakfast because I would take care of her. So I mean, I get it. Like it's you just got to do it, and you're doing it, man. I'm happy. It's looking good.
Thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Can't wait to see it in the market. I've been busy too, just getting a rental ready. Just some cosmetic stuff, car or flooring and paint. So
you normally don't do this stuff yourself. Are you doing it just to save money, or is it?
It's one of those things, bro. It's crazy. Buddy of mine actually, we were talking about this because there's times where if I'm off the game too much, I want to jump in.
You lose your street cred.
Yeah, I guess. And so literally, and it's one of those things where with this one, I was kind of excited. I did have my guys did rip out the carpet. They got it painted, like the first coat and stuff like that. So it was one of those where I got in there kind of mid and I just finished it up. But I like to actually get my hands dirty too, and
I do too.
And at the same time, I think I told you too, like there were a couple days where I stayed, longer than I would like to, just to have it done. Time is money with this game too. Like, the crazy thing, like the mortgage is still due this month.
Mm-hmm.
So that, time is money, but and when you love it, man, you put some music, and you put some podcasts out there and you're good to go. But all right, man. Well, what's the book of the week? What you got?
Book of the week is my turn. So I'm going to keep things in sequential order. And, my last book of the week was Rich Dad, Poor Dad.
Yep.
So I'm going to stay on that theme and do the follow-up for Robert Kiyosaki. It's the cash flow quadrant.
Oh, man.
So this is, it's tough to rate these against each other because they're both really so good for different reasons. Like, Rich Dad, Poor Dad opens your eyes to things. And then the cash flow quadrant just breaks it down to such detail that, again, it further expands how you're just doing it wrong. up until you read this book. But, for those of you who haven't read it, go out, read it, listen to it, however you got to do it. But essentially what the book does, it breaks down different levels of how you make money, essentially. So if you can envision it, on the top left quadrant, you have the E for employee. And then on the bottom left side, you have the S for self-employed. Mm-hmm. Top right quadrant, you have B for business owner. And bottom right, you have I for investor. Yeah. And the book breaks down on how these different sides of the quadrant are all different, not only in the skill sets and the education you need, but also the mindset you have to bring into it. So for example, as an E, you're an employee. So you're basically a W-2 person. Mm-hmm. You're trading time for money. And that's the majority of the population, I would say. And then down to the S is where, you graduate from the W-2 employee to the self-employed, is where you are still trading time for money, but it's your own time for money. So you're your own boss. You don't have someone to report to.
If you don't put in the work and
you still don't get
you don't get the benefits for that. Yeah. So you still have to put in the work.
Right. And so then when you go to the top right now, you're over in the business owner. And Robert Kiyosaki breaks it down. Technically, it's supposed to be 500 employees or more, but it's the same concept.
Yeah.
When you're a business owner, now rather than trading time for money, now you have processes and people in place that are making you the money. Mm-hmm. And you're not necessarily married to the job like you are in the other two.
And my favorite one is the last one.
I for investor. That's now where you're using money to make you money.
Yep.
But again, I fall into 3 of those right now.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. And I think that I want to say that, is that like a misunderstanding too? Like, oh, you have to be in one. It's like, no, you could be on all 4 at once while you're building something. And honestly, for most of us, our goal is to get to the I. I've taught, it's crazy, man. Like, you talk to my daughters and they already know this. They already know that quadrant. Because
you play the cash flow game?
You know what? I haven't. We should.
There's a game that goes with it. We should do like a family night and play with the girls.
Yeah. But no, they understand all 4. And it's crazy. Even one day I had her explain it to her grandma, and her grandma was just blown away. She was like, man. What? Like, so this whole time she's like, I'm nearly about to retire. And I'm like, what? So it's eye-opening. Yeah. It's a great pick, man.
It's, the biggest thing that I think I took out of it is obviously the details, and you kind of have to decide where you want to be. But also you have to realize that when you go from one side to the other, if you're wanting to go from, E to S to B to I, you have to also change your mindset. You can't go from a W-2 employee to just all of a sudden you're putting your money into these investments. You have to change your mindset, and you have to be okay with risk. And there's trade-offs on all of them.
Yeah.
But it breaks it down so that you can kind of get an idea of, okay, this is where I want to be. How do I have to change my mindset so that when I'm there, I'm actually successful? Because if you go in there unprepared with no education, it's going to be a train wreck.
You could lose out. But great pick. Actually, man, I was going to say, never mind. I'm not going to say nothing because one of my passwords is part of this book.
Is it cash flow?
And I was going to tell you what account the password is for.
It's like last week you asked me for my social security number.
Ask for your social. Sell it. No, I'm just playing.
But guys, so we have a really great guest on today. I think she's going to be super inspirational and motivational.
Dude, let's bring her in, dude. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Let's have her do the intro.
To tell her do the story. Tell her story. All right, I'll shut up now. We'll bring her in. All right, guys. So we're here with our guest for the week, Liza Mendoza. And she, similarly to me, has a W-2 job, and she has a business that she owns herself. So I don't want to take up too much of your time. And why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself to us while Billy pours us some more shots here.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah. We already took a couple, too. So
first off, I've got to say thank you so much for both of you letting me be on your show. I have to tell you, I tried to spill a little of this before this, but I need to give this to you guys. I listened to your podcast and I was absolutely inspired. The hair on my arm, straight up, while I was listening, I'm like, and I get to be part of this. And I think what's so cool about this is, well, 1, the minority part, right? But 2, the other part is like other people like me. I mean, like us, we're doing it and we just don't hear it enough.
Right.
We don't see it enough. And so it gives me chills right now talking about it.
Yeah.
I want to be part, I want to hang out with y'all.
We fit in.
You
know what? No. Can we take a shot to that? Let's take a shot to that.
Let's do it. So thank you for all. The baby cook. I want too much to drink like this, but but no, like, okay.
So let's start with your, a little bit of your story, kind of your background.
Right.
And we'll just go from there.
All right. Well, first off, so yes. I guess I'll start with the beginning of like why I'm into fitness and all that kind of thing.
So
and actually, I want to know where, like, your family, like, where are you originally from? Like, what, I think
culture? That's like, it's so important with us and our family because, I'm Mexican American. So the big thing about my family growing up was nobody was working out, nutrition. It was, mija, you look too little. Here's more food. Like, even now, I get this all the time. Like, you need to eat more and all that kind of thing. So this nutrition and fitness.
How are you going to come out with a bang already? Like, the show just started and she's already like killing it.
But it didn't.
Love it.
It didn't coincide. Like, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Even right now, I still get stuff for it. Like, you work out too much, you're doing too much. Mm-hmm. But, I genuinely just want to help our people and everybody else.
Yeah.
To learn, because this is all the stuff I didn't know about. Like, I didn't learn about this. There's nobody really in my life or family or relatives that was into fitness and nutrition.
Yeah. So. Did you guys grow up in Nebraska?
Yeah, we all in Nebraska.
So you were born here?
Yeah.
You were born here? Okay.
Yeah. So
Lincoln?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
My dad's family was from Aguascalientes, but other than that, like, we're all here. And
yeah.
I'm born and raised, so
yeah.
I don't have a cool story like yours, but I can make up something.
No, like I said, you already started with a bang. It's crazy. Like like my grandma, all these family members, and diabetes, for example. It's like it's sad how basically it's kind of in your hands, but when you don't, like, the education, learning, and like you said, when everything's fried, growing up, it's so hard.
And tortillas. Tortillas is
like,
well, and people don't understand too, like, tortillas is your fork. Like, that's what
big old smile that you got. She's at tortillas, like,
What, did you bring some?
You take them out.
But I mean, so we didn't really mention it, but you own a gym.
Yeah.
And so that's why we're talking about fitness right now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Dude, actually, yeah. So, okay. So
what's the name of your gym?
Okay. So it's LP Fitness. It's on 66 in Holdridge, right there off Cotner. So, I myself, the reason I have my passion and my everything is because I am 70 pounds heavier. So I've lost the weight, and I guess I started this all because I wanted to help people that was exactly like me that didn't know what to do. Like, where do I even start? Okay, do I starve myself? Do I do salads? Do I do shakes?
So how did you get that weight off?
So,
or wait, before that, at what point did you realize, okay, I got to do something?
Yeah, like how old were you, or like what hit you? What hit you, basically?
And it's funny because I'm not gonna lie, like, I rocked being bigger. I was okay with it. Like, I never wanted to be 90 pounds wet wearing boots. Like, I really didn't.
Yeah.
I was okay having the curves and all that kind of thing. But like, I think I was 28 and I went to bend over and I couldn't tie my shoe. And I was like, dang, like, am I overweight? I knew it was like, it was that simple.
The determining factor, because
Stop.
Shit.
No. So I was just like, man, like, and I got like a head rush and I was like, the hell, so, and then it's funny because I'm very much, when I set a goal, I will do it.
Yeah.
Fact. That's just me in life. I've always been a go-getter, but
yeah.
So me and my sister were like, do you want to do this? Like, let's have this like weight loss challenge. So it just started with that, me and my sister Felicia, and we joined Weight Watchers because I needed someone to say, look, homie, you're done eating for the day. Because I didn't know like when to be done. I would just eat. I just eat to eat because I love to eat. Don't get it twisted. I still love to eat. Like, a lot. But so we kind of did that weight loss challenge, but throughout the way, started losing the weight. It was coming off, but I didn't work out at all because I was super intimidated to go to the gym. And that's why I love my gym. And I'll talk about it. But like, I was super intimidated because what you feel like the girls look like at the gym with their little sports bra and just all skinny and cute. And you feel intimidated. And I think guys would do too if you see like the big muscle dudes like in there. I don't know. But so then I started eating better with Felicia, right? So then what I did is I started running one block straight up. And that one block killed me. Did that one block for 2 weeks till I could run a block.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's how serious things were. That's how out of shape I was. One block, bet I got 1 block, 2 block. Because I didn't want to go to the gym, 3 blocks, and then it turned to a mile, and then it turned to 2 miles. And so that's how I was doing it because I wasn't, I didn't feel, secure enough to go to the gym. So let's go. Me and Felicia head to head, 30, 40 pounds. Because I was like, I was on a mission.
Can we give a shout out to Felicia for being your partner?
Yeah. Now she works for me at the gym. So,
that's awesome. Yeah. Nice.
But anyways, so let's do that. Let's fast forward. So then I start going to the gym because I'm feeling better. I'm feeling a little bit more confident.
How much weight had you lost at this point?
At this point, I was at 50 pounds.
You lost 50 pounds?
Yep, 50 pounds. So I waited a long time to hit that gym. So, and then I started going to some classes, which cool story. I got a cool story.
Yeah.
Cool story alert.
Thank you.
Oh, like this, and you do that part, okay?
There you
cool
go.
story alert. Okay.
I'll be your hype man.
Yeah. So the first class I went to was at Goodyear Fitness in Havelock. This is a dope gym. And I went to Jen's class. So Jen works for me now. So this is a cool story. So first class, she made me feel comfortable. I was like, oh man, I like her vibe.
Mhm.
Didn't judge me for still, 50 pounds lost, but I still didn't know anything about fitness, like really on how to lift weights right or anything like that.
Yeah.
Went to her class. I'm like, okay, I really it just felt good. And I'm like, I like this. I like someone to tell me what to do because I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Mhm.
And then I would go to her class. Let's fast forward 20 years. She now works for me at my gym.
That's so awesome.
Isn't that dope?
Nice. Yeah, that's
and
awesome.
it's funny because when I opened my gym, there's a big piece I forgot about, but squirrel. But it was cool because I said, oh my gosh, like you literally, like when I asked her, I hit her about her nowhere. I'm like, will you do me like the honor of like working at my gym? Mind you, she's been in the game for 20 years, knows her knowledge, knows her stuff.
Man.
So I know that was like the blessing.
Like, she just did it right away, like no questions asked.
Because she likes my vibe.
Yeah. Like you guys just clicked right away, basically. Nice. That's awesome.
So
you started working out, and obviously, that's a big jump from working out to now I own a gym. Like, what happened in between all that?
So started going to classes, and then I hit up a boot camp. So found out that boot camps were kind of my thing. Again, being told what to do.
Can you explain what boot camps are for people?
Yeah, so boot camp is every class is different. So it's agility, plyometrics, weightlifting, pulling tires, battle ropes. Like I just like to do all kinds of stuff because I have ADD too. So I like to do a little everything, but it's all about levels. You do what you can do. You might go for a little run. You can walk fast. I always say mall walk.
Nice,
whatever it is. But so I went to a boot camp and I loved it. I loved the vibe. So slowly I started going there, losing weight, building muscle. I'm like, okay, like this is working. This is what my body like needs.
Yeah.
And then I actually got asked to be apprentice. So I started apprenticing, which I'm telling you, never in my life would I thought I'd be a boot camp instructor. Like I just can't even fathom that. So I started doing that. So I'm underneath him helping. Next thing you know, we're teaching classes, 50, 60 people. It's people kind of feeling my goofy vibe. Like it's just in my passion. So started teaching, doing that. Well, let's say in the middle, which is a very important part, got my certifications, personal training certification, all my education, kickboxing, I got about like 8 or 9 different certifications in between that time, and then worked there. And then I guess I'll go right to.
Yeah. So I've done for transparency's sake, I've done some video work for Liza for her gym. And so I've never like worked out in your class, but I've been through several of your classes. And the one thing that I have noticed in particular, obviously your energy is huge, and anybody knows you're just an energetic ball of freaking fire, so but the biggest thing that I noticed that I think for me, I haven't worked out in a long time, but when I would work out consistently was music. How big is music in the bootcamp classes that you teach? It's
like everything's. I actually just made a video. Like you all been to a gym or I don't know, or even like anywhere you go, like even to like a bar or whatever, like music's gonna keep me there.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Right. And so I always said, if I ever open a gym, I'm gonna have the dopest mixes, the remixes, the hip hop. And I'm a hip hop R&B head, old school. Like you're always gonna hear that music. I try to be eclectic and play like little here and there, but music is and it's blasted. It's like, and I got my mic on, my Janet Jackson mic, and it's this the vibe. Like I want to set a vibe of, you getting lost in the music, you're getting your butt kicked. You feel safe.
Do you think that helps people when the music is just like on point? Do you think that helps them get through those tough workouts?
I've been to lots of other gyms, and again, to each his own. I'm a fan of everybody doing their thing. I'm never a hater at all. But I will go and have a dope ass workout. If their music sucks, I will not go back. Mm-hmm. It's buzzkill. Mm-hmm. I'm like, y'all killed my vibe.
Yeah.
So that's
you killed my vibe.
And it's very important on a place like that. So I run is what I do. Mm-hmm. It kind of, I do like 3 miles every morning, Monday, Tuesday, and then Thursday, Friday. But basically I'm a huge music head, but I also listen to podcasts.
Yeah, I know.
I also listen to podcasts or books or audiobooks. And I feel like it's like you could literally put music and podcast together. Like, is that too much to say? Like, would you agree with me on that? Because you get the, like, when you're listening, it's inspiring you and it's like, okay, I got to get it. You know what I mean?
Right. No, I would say like on your runs, absolutely. It's whatever keeps your mind going and you move, and absolutely. Classes, I don't know about the podcast thing, but like the music for sure.
Yeah.
Like, man, I think that's, you get lost in the music,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Like that's so, I don't know, it's so important, but Dan knows like my vibe in my gym. Well, I think I should rewind. Should we rewind a little bit, like, and talk about the gym itself opening? So I think I put a gap. Well,
in there. Yeah, sure. I mean, we can take it back to basically. So because we're talking a lot about the gym.
So we went like, but so we went from. So I worked at that gym, right? Mm-hmm. And then I stopped because Fabian was little, and I'm like, you know what? I'm overtraining. I was doing a lot. I was working a lot.
Fabian's your son?
Fabian's my son. He's now 14. Shout out to Fabian. Anyways, but I kind of just decided I need to take a little break and step away because I was teaching a lot. Mm-hmm. But I put my 2 weeks. It was a big deal because that's a big part of my life. But I had people reach out to me right after they found out I was leaving. And they were like, why don't you just throw a boot camp in the park? Like at Holmes Lake. And I'm like, well, shoot. And mind you, that wasn't my gym. I wasn't getting a penny off of that gym.
Yeah.
But y'all would have thought that I owned that gym. I promise you. So Sunday comes along. I post on Facebook like, boot camp in the park, $10, whatever. 20 people show up.
Nice.
I'm like, 21, 2, what?
Times.
I was like, this is way more than I was getting paid for my hour in class.
Yeah, nice.
So
was that like a big moment you would say? Like, is that the climax of the story, basically? Okay. Like the money, like business-wise. Because obviously you loved... And that's the thing. When you have a passion, like you're not really, obviously, if you listen to the whole story, it wasn't ever about the money. Mm-hmm. But then you, like somebody, you know what I mean? And so that was a big climax where it was business-wise, where you're like, holy shit. So I love doing what I'm doing and I could make money off of this.
And a good amount. I was like, you know, because before it was, you know, chump change. And it was all passion for someone else's dream. Right. Exactly. So then all of a sudden I'm like, I can make this a thing. So then, and then I just kept it at Sundays. Consistent. People kept showing up. I'm like, well, damn, these
just at the park.
Yes,
like you were just...
and mind you, I would bring some stuff, and I bought some bands, and then I had a little boom box, you know, trying to make that work. But then all of a sudden, it started getting cold. So when it got cold, people were like, "What are we gonna do?" And I'm like, "I don't know what we're gonna do." So then, and I didn't have money to open a gym at all. Yeah. So then I hit up, and you know what? I swear to God, I've been blessed to have different opportunities come my way. Out of nowhere, and I think it's...
You know what though? I think a lot of it is your vibes, your energy. Things just, you attract things, you know what I mean? Things just come to you when you have good vibes, but when you have negative vibes, obviously you're keeping all that good stuff coming to you. And I could definitely, like, I feel it, you know what I mean? Like it's in the air in here.
It's crazy because so what happened was, so then I found this gym that somebody said, well, why don't you try subleasing? And I was like, oh, okay. So then I asked this gal, I was like, hey, can I take 1 hour of your gym, use all your stuff? I'll pay you when you're not using your gym. Well, bet as a business owner, you know. So anyways, I started teaching at a gym that was already in existence. It was called Body Innovation.
So now we're giving names.
I mean, they're not no longer. They're done.
I'm just fine.
She outlasted this dude.
We can talk about it. So then I started subleasing there. So it was 1 hour, but it was when they're done with classes. So my classes then turned to 7:30 at night. Now, who works out at 7:30 at night?
Yeah. But also, I mean, wouldn't you say that's a good hour too? Because like you're off work, you might have already cooked dinner. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. Like, wouldn't that be a good time or no?
I think like now. So back then, I was pulling. I'm not even kidding you. So 40, 50 people at 7:30 at night, and I was like, but now I think about it. You know, all
were you still charging at this point per class?
What's that?
Were you still charging per class at this point?
Yep. At that time, it was $10 a class. But then I came up with the punch card. If you buy this punch card for $99, you get 10 classes. It's cheaper. So I was like, so we just turned. I had no system. I had no nothing. The way that this all kind of, you know, worked its way into the real deal. I'll get there. But so we started there, 1 class boot camp. Well, then people are like, well, you're really good at, you know, like those toning classes. And I was like, oh, okay, let me do that. So then I started, I call it total body toning. I lift, you lift too. We do it to dope music, R&B, hip hop, and I made sure that the music was on point. Yeah. Because I, again, couldn't go nowhere and hear this music. So we lift, guys, girls, I show you form, you follow me. I get to do it with you. I get to work out and make money, and you all work out.
Do you curate based off of the workout, the type of workout you're doing?
Do I what?
Do you curate the music based off the type of workout?
Yeah, it has to be kind of beats per minute-ish. But
that's interesting because I feel like that plays into the psychology of how people actually respond to things. I mean, because you think about like, you know, music, for example, like, or like just like pop hits. Yeah. There's actually a beats per minute that is most popular with people. Oh, so you kind of tap into that.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of psychology to music. You know, the lyrics, like that's why it's important. Like even with my kids, you know, the fun, crazy music that's out there now, you know, and obviously like I explain it to them like, hey, that's just music. Like make sure you understand, like it's not every day that, you know, these people are doing that every single day. Like they're moms and, you know, so, but it's very important. Like I that's what I love is like music is everything. Like especially when you need some motivation, you know, and lyrics, the beat, like, and especially when they go together, it's magic. So,
well, like every single muscle group for that toning class. So chest is heavier weight. So you want something like that kicks, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. When we're doing like some triceps a little bit faster, biceps, I don't know. So every muscle group has like a beats per minute, I would say. Yeah. But I've just been doing it so long that I can kind of wing it too, though. So
do you feel that your music, or I guess the way you leverage your playlists to your workouts and the type of workouts obviously that you have, do you feel that gives you like a competitive advantage to other gyms that do similar types of workouts in Lincoln?
It sounds like it, dude. Like
I do, but I don't think the word's out enough. Like that's why I like need to tell the world about my gym, because there's so many people like us and just me, but like my best friend in Texas, she's like, girl, everywhere you go here, you hear hip hop R&B. It's foreign when you're in Lincoln. Yeah. Like you go to gyms and it's just the whack technotronic. To each its own, but that's not me. Yeah. I don't want to hear that. I want, you know.
So was that, I guess when you were kind of roughly putting like a business plan together and opening your gym, was the music part of what you felt was going to set you apart from other gyms, or was it just something that just kind of fell into place?
It was
just happened?
Seriously top 5 of my list of things. That was driven because again, I would find dope workouts, but if the music stunk, I would not go back. Yeah. But and hopefully maybe one day you'll come to my gym. But my whole wall is graffiti. It's my vibe. I'm about a vibe. It's all graffiti, and there's a huge boombox on there. And it says music really loud. So
can we shout out the graffiti artist?
Graffiti Sketch, my friend Sketch. Nice. He handed the wall. It's dope. So and you know, I don't know. There's a piece to it that I also want to say, like, I'm proud where I came from. I'm proud that I don't have all kinds of money, but I'm doing what I can with the little bit that I have.
And that's what drove you to that. And I love it because, like I said, I can't stress that enough. Where when you do something that you love, like that passion, the money comes. Like it literally, like it just comes. Like it's crazy. Now, it's crazy. Like you live this lifestyle that it's like, you know, no matter how much you're making, like your bills are getting paid and all that. So it's like this freedom and just knowing, like, man, I'm doing what I love and it's making me money. You know what I mean? And that's what I love about you with your story, because I mean, just going back to that, where it's like, hey, you know, $10 each person, and then boom, all these people show up, and then now it's like, oh wow, so love it. Cheers to that.
Yes, thank you.
Hey.
Cheers, bro.
No, I'm making it there.
But I will say, so I was teaching those other classes at that place as subleasing, and then they shut it down. They're like, we're done, and I was like, okay.
The gym was done, not your time.
That gym.
Yeah, so they had their own issues.
Yeah. So then I got another opportunity randomly at another gym. I was like, well, I guess a sublease again, hung with that. And then they shut down super quick. So then it was, you know, tears and me like, okay, what am I going to do? But I swear to you, like, and big power up to God. Like I swear to you, like, I feel like my passion and my drive has like always given me these opportunities, or the strength
the energy,
the strength to even take those risks.
Yeah.
So y'all are good, smart businessmen. I will tell you, I started LP Fitness with no business plan and $5,000.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, hope this works.
Yeah. Well, shit, 5,000. You had more than me when I started. That's awesome.
It was kind of on a loan. I guess
that's so awesome, though. And that's the thing is that you just have to do it. Like, that's the thing.
They're
People think like, oh, you know, you need this or you need that, or it's like, even to this day, like even with my music, you know, like the studio, I could have probably upgraded a little bit, or, you know, here and there, but it's one of those things.
You could really upgrade.
Man, it's stuck.
But it's one of those things where it's like, you know, it gets the job done. And I think a lot of that too comes from being humble. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because I've had people, you know, in the past where, hey, let me co-buy part of your label, for example. And it's like, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to spend 10 grand on tearing these walls here. And it's like, walls, like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so it's literally when you focus on it, the money, like, it just happens. Like, I don't know, it's crazy. And coming from nothing,
mm-hmm.
yeah, like you're very humble, and I think it teaches you a major lesson when you're coming from nothing and you make it into something. Like, that's what you're doing.
But
like,
I think that people can feel that, and they are obviously, you're more attracted to a humble being. I think I am, for sure. Then, you know, I don't know. It just shows a big on my character. I'm not trying to, like, you know what I'm saying?
No,
but
yeah.
it's just part of me. It's like, I care so much, and maybe honestly, I care too much a lot of times, where it's not
we
the
were
best.
Just talking about that.
It's not the best
other day.
business, like, choice.
Yeah,
like,
I was just telling him that the other day. I'm like, I think I'm too nice, man. He's like, you are.
He's like, I'm a yes man. I'm like, dude,
I know. I'm like, I just want to help you, but I'm like,
literally,
because I actually think that on the way here, I'm like, you know how you know, a lot of gyms are like, for 3 easy payments of $39.99.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, we can make payments. Like, you know, we'll work it out. You know, like, I could upsell you and do all this, but my first one. So I also do nutrition. Man, I'm all over. Sorry.
No,
I also
good.
do
That's
nutrition.
Good.
So with nutrition, it's different than anybody anywhere here. So it's what I needed when I was trying to lose weight. I'm gonna teach you how to eat. I'm gonna teach you how to meal prep. I'm gonna show you how to do all of this the right way. Not so you don't have to guess. I'm gonna show you good food, so you don't have to worry about buying crap food that tastes like rubber. I'm gonna show you the good stuff. I'm gonna help you, but guess what? I'm holding you accountable for every single day till we're done. Literally, we text. You're my new best friend.
Yeah.
How's your food look? Let me check it. Hey, you didn't get enough food, you didn't have your water. Did you get your workouts in?
That's
awesome. It's everyday accountability.
That's why they love it. That's what they love it, though. And
it's great, you know. But the thing is,
it's almost like that's what you had when you were looking for that help.
I wanted that.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. So,
when they succeed, I succeed.
Exactly.
And if they're not, and if they're having issues, I'm like, it kills me. I'm like,
it's
I gotta figure this out.
I gotta
figure this out. Like, all right, let's switch this up, and everybody's different.
All right. So fast forward a little bit. How long have you been there now? And yeah.
So I've been in my gym almost 2 years. So where I left off is that last place that I subleased, they shut down. They were done. So my best friend, her husband, that next day, mind you, it was like, what am I going to do? Panic mode. He was driving down Holdridge. He's like, I see this little shop open for lease. So he calls me literally, or he tells Becky. So she hits me up. By lunchtime, I have an appointment to go in there. One, I ain't got no money. I ain't got no money, right? I go in there, see it. I'm like, so it was an office building. It's really narrow, right? And it was like 3 walls. It was a big office. I'm like, wait a minute, I see it. I'm super weird, but I'm super big on visions.
Yeah.
I'm like, I see it. This is a graffiti wall. This is the mirrors. This is like, we got the background, put rigs out there. We got a whole
you saw
alley.
it right away. Like
Nobody else saw it. Nobody else saw it. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy. And so I have a lot of good people in my life.
Yeah.
Sign a lease that June 1 of 2019. We demoed it. I had, like I said, people helping me walls down, all that. 1 week later, having class in there. Like, that's how fast we did. Damn,
nice. Yeah.
But, you know.
So we got to hire you for a contract.
Shoot, I got things to do.
I've been working on one house for 6 months.
I'm really good at delegating things. I'm like,
no, that's awesome. Yeah. No, and you know what? That actually, let's touch on that. That's one thing that I'm learning the last few years now, and, you know, delegating stuff. And it's huge in business. And it's like, and we've talked about it where it's like, you know, I could do it better than anybody else, you know, and you know, like you feel like since it's your baby, but it's one of those things where it's like, no, you got to delegate and growth happens faster.
And that's go ahead.
Well, as I say, people tell me all the time, Liza, you have to delegate more because I want to take everything on.
Oh yeah,
and you have though. So like, let's talk about
really
I mean, how many people do you have working for you now?
Well, I have 6 of my girls.
You have 6 employees in 2 years.
Yes, but they all have their own special role. So some of them don't get paid. You know, it's okay.
Yeah.
But everybody has a role. I mean,
how do I get an employee like that?
I got really good friends.
So no, but I mean, I'm sure in some way, like they probably have free memberships.
Yes, absolutely, everybody, yeah.
Right.
But and they get the fitness and the fun, and
Yeah,
all that stuff.
I mean, shit, I'll join.
What can you do for breakfast? I need a beats. I need some beats.
Start rapping in their live.
You have like a live DJ.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
My friend was just talking about that in Dallas. She went to a brunch, and she's like, all right, it's a brunch and a workout.
Do our people do brunches? I don't think we do brunches.
Well, it's big in Dallas, so they do brunches and workouts, and there's a live DJ, and I'm like, oh, that'd be so.
Yeah, that's
So
awesome,
dope.
and that's what's cool too about here in Lincoln. I call it like the Virgin region, not just Lincoln, just like the Midwest. Like there's so many things that haven't been done here that, and you just touched on one, like why, do
Why
it.
can't
like,
we?
like, and do it. And that's the beauty of this. That's the beauty of it is we have people like that.
Can I go wherever if there was another gym doing that, I would go.
Yeah.
Like I want to go hang out with and hear a DJ and work out.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you've mentioned earlier that you do go to other gyms and kind of check them out. Do you do that as a way of kind of seeing what's out there in terms of competition, or do you just do it because so for example, just real quick, like I had been working with a bar owner in the past who I've bartended for 12 13 years, and there was someone that was going to open a bar, and they had a very specific niche here, and I had asked them, like, well, what's your competition, because they had wanted me to see if I could be the GM for the place. And I was like, well, if I do this, I don't want to work on an hourly wage. I want to work on a percentage of the profits. But a big portion of what I would want to do is see what's out there in terms of competition. And there was one bar that was specifically very competitive to what they were doing. And so I asked her, I was like, hey, have you gone to that bar to see what they're doing and to see what you're doing wrong? And she's like, no, I don't want to go there. They're a competition. I was like, no, that's exactly why you should be going.
Absolutely should.
So is that why you do that?
Oh, absolutely. But I also, to the flip, I'm not going to the judge, because again, I don't know best businesses, but like if you're working out and doing fitness wherever you go, I'm not a hater. I'm like, oh, good job.
So if it works for you, then it's great.
Yeah.
Or it sounds like the way I am too. Like if you see something, ooh, that's a good idea. Yeah. Inspiration, motivation, not on like a hater,
Yeah, at all. Like I'm like, you're doing your thing, you're doing something. And I'll tell people, again, maybe not the best business. You should come to me.
Yeah.
I always say my workouts are fun and you'll enjoy it. And I always try to bring people that way. But
so what's next? So where are you at now?
Now, like,
so you got employees.
Yeah, I got employees. I got the gym going. I got the vibe. I got, it just feels good. So I will tell you and touch on when COVID hit, straight up, my gym would have absolutely died. I would have been done. And my team and us got together and we started virtual. So I had virtual workouts. Mind you, I don't know technology.
Is that something that you're going to keep doing now?
Absolutely. That ain't going nowhere.
That's so awesome.
That is the easiest way.
That just shows you like the pandemic, like you come out stronger.
Blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
Because people always ask me. And I was like, I don't even know how to, how would we even do it?
Yeah.
And
now
literally
it's like
2 days later, we're like, all right, bet we're going to have this private page.
Yeah.
We're going to go live. Mind you, it's funny now looking at the old video because
oh, it's cringy.
Oh, like the view is like my double chin. Like, hey guys.
But you know what? That's awesome.
That's how you start.
You did it.
You
did it though.
Horrible. I had to go through it. I was like, I got to fix these. But now we've, the evolution of what it is.
Yeah.
My dad made a little thing on the wall. So now it's on the wall, my little iPad and it's just turned into a thing. Now
so like you're doing that now on top of, obviously now that things are opening up, like you're doing your live thing and then plus
physical. Because they'll know. So there's physical classes going on at the same time while I'm virtual, and they'll know, hey y'all, I'm going to go live. Boom. We're live. Hey guys, I'm talking to y'all, but I'm talking to everybody else.
Yeah.
There's tape on the floors for the people that don't want to be on the live.
Yeah.
Because some people don't want to, and I get it.
Yeah.
So it's all, taped off, but that ain't going away.
Yeah.
So I think one thing I'm really getting out of your story is your ability to adapt.
Yeah.
Like you are a chameleon. Like you're able to just like get in there. And so when you say you have to, is it because you have no other options? Because you said like, look, I got the space. I had no money. Pandemic hit. You couldn't control that. So like can you speak a little bit more to that?
I think it's a support system on top of it though. But it's again goes back to my passion. Like I genuinely, I still have more to do.
Yeah.
I still have more to do. And that right then, all that happening and me shutting the doors, I wasn't done.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't done.
And you know what? What's crazy? So Bob Proctor, I don't know if you guys follow him or not, but on one of his posts or a video that I watched, he said he's like 80, and I might be off on his age, right? But he said, you know, he's 80. He's like, oh yeah, I already wrote down my 20-year plans, my 10-year plans.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where, and his point was, no, I'm not going nowhere. Oh, I'm 80, but so basically you gotta keep going. Like, once you sit down and you're like, okay, I'm done, then you start dying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. And right now I think where I'm at with my business, you know, so I got the virtual, I got the physical gym, and I have my nutrition clients. So I have just a great vibe of everything going. But next is that next step. So I have
to
dreams
speak
of my next step.
a little more to that. You also have a day job.
I do. I have a
So
W-2.
you know what kind of, for one, I guess it's a two-part question. You know, what kind of challenges are you facing having a day job and running this business, and how do you overcome those challenges? Because obviously you're successful with both. Because you've been at your day job for a long time, right?
22 years. I'm old. 22 years, but I did start there when I was 18. Very thankful and blessed because it's a really legitimate company here in Lincoln. Well, all over. But man, I will say that time management, but also right now, I don't have enough time in my day. Like, I need more time. And, you know, me giving my day job, you know, that time, me using that time for my business and to grow it, it's about time.
Yeah.
It's about time.
Yeah.
And I've been like a risk taker on everything else, but I've always had that to back up. So, that don't work.
Yeah.
We can still have the lights on.
Yeah.
So now it's gonna be like,
and you have to do that.
You know?
No, and you really have to do that. You know, I worked at the place I worked at for 14 years, you know, before I made a jump. And don't get me wrong, I mean, the last 4, actually probably the whole time I worked there, but the last, 4 or 5 years of it was me thinking every day, okay, is it time? Mm-hmm. And but you'll know, and it literally just happens.
It's like
is it a gut feeling for you, or what? Or?
Gut, I follow my gut on everything.
I feel like there's a lot of it, more than gut, though. Gosh. I feel like it's like different signs that you get that it's like, okay, it's time.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, so.
And you know what's crazy, Liza? Once you make that jump, it's crazy how, like, literally, as soon as I did it, like, things just like I was like, and it's one of those things like, oh, why didn't I do it sooner? But obviously it's at the right time.
Right.
But things just, and it sounds like you have obviously this great energy, and I definitely, I don't see why not. You know what I mean?
I know it's so close. It's right there, but I'm still trying to be like, responsible.
Yeah.
And all that. And I have the support of my fiance that's there, and I can get on that insurance. So that's like the timing of everything. So we're getting married in September.
Oh, nice.
So,
You're invited
now.
You're invited. You
get an invitation. You get a water bottle.
We're gonna put the invitation out on YouTube.
It's already past capacity, but
did we record that? I'm going to the wedding, so.
I was like, no, but it is good timing, and it is close. But and again, if I have no option.
Where you're at now, are you thinking of staying there?
No.
Do you have plans of moving?
Go bigger.
Yeah,
it's gonna go bigger. Not too big, but it's also
like the next step.
The next step is actually going to turn into a full-out gym. So it's going to be...
and that's so amazing. Like, so you don't even have a full gym right now.
It's just classes.
That's so crazy. There's that's amazing. So just,
man.
So there's so many...
classes.
I'll be able to go to your gym and do barbell curls on the squat rack.
So I'm going to... So, and then that's why I was... Well, I mean,
does that annoy you?
That super annoys me. But I was like, sure. Actually, I'll come over there and probably
please stop people.
Or when people on the adductor machine doing those memes, so people are doing extra, I'm like, you're just doing it wrong.
Hey, but as long as you're there, though.
Go ahead.
Do your thing.
It's going to be... so, yes, I'm getting older. I'm going to get old. I can't teach these classes, as I get older. So what never goes away is fitness. Treadmills, weights, weight room. So it's going to be Snap Fitness, not Snap Fitness, ish, keyless entry, whole gym, weight rack, and you get your classes. So it's either or, right? You know what I'm saying? Or you can do both. Or
so what's your plan for this expansion in terms of the logistics of having enough instructors? Because I mean, at some point you're gonna have to start paying people.
Well, but it's still not going to be. I really try to find really good friends. I made 2. I mean, I already had you, but I made another friend today. You can be my friend. So here's the thing though. On the flip though, it's not going to lose the so when you come to my gym, you will feel welcomed and comfortable. That is the vibe that's always going to happen. I take so much, like that's so important to me. I don't want you to feel uncomfortable. I literally have every age and shape and color, which makes me happy.
Yeah.
Minorities, my push is minorities.
Yeah.
And I do got to say, I'm so damn proud to be the only female minority woman gym owner in Lincoln. Like that makes me so happy.
No, I love how you hashtag Latina owned every time.
I know, and when I put that Latino own, I'm like, like it makes me so happy. That like almost makes me want to cry. Like
do it, let
it out.
Yeah,
I'll cry that out.
No, that's awesome. That's awesome.
That makes me happy. But anyways, back to the gym. It's not going to be 62 classes, of like 2 people. It's still going to be, maybe it's almost the same schedule. I'm not maybe I'll add a morning class though. But it's not going to be a million classes. Just, get your class in, or you can do the gym. But I still want to have a touch on everybody. I really do. And I think I can. Not everybody, but I want to be able to like help you. So, I just want to be like, want you to feel comfortable. And I think that's my number one thing.
And is that because when you were starting out, you had such a problem with that?
It was all of it. It's because I felt so insecure and not comfortable. I love like empowering women and men. Okay. But empowering women, because when they see and know my story, a lot of times they think that they don't know that.
I got a quick question for you. Okay. So I was 300 pounds and now I'm back to like, not 300, but I eat better. I like I said, now I hit my runs.
He's saying this as like a personal training session.
No. I lost 80 pounds, right? Yeah. Like I got the 80 pounds out, but then like, how do you keep them off?
It's
like,
just
can you
consistency?
But I never stopped running. The eating, I probably got away from eating.
It's your nutrition.
And that's probably the 80% is what I hear.
We start a 12-week plan. You want to sign up right now?
There you go. Hey, low key though. There you go.
$89.99. It went up.
Damn.
Inflation, COVID. It's all right.
30 minutes.
If lumber can go up, then her services can
everything's going up for real.
But it's consistency.
Consistency.
Absolutely. And it's actually knowing and the knowledge, like, so for you or for everybody, it's how much food. A lot of people think less food, but it's actually more. And I can talk about that all day, but I know all the time. But so.
Yeah.
It's my passion. I want to help people because it's just I didn't know what to do.
And
I want to do it right.
And at the end of the day, it's like health is wealth. You know what I mean? And people like it's crazy. People forget that. Like they actually that's why, bro. Like I kind of like told you that day, like, well, you should probably eat something, because you said, well, I had a big breakfast. But it's one of those things where like all the stuff I read, it's like at the end of the day, if you take care of yourself, kind of like they say with at the airplane, you put your mask first. Then you can help others. Yeah. You take care of yourself. Look at how many lives you're changing and stuff, and so it's amazing.
Well, you're either going to do it by choice or you're going to do it because you have to.
Yeah.
So until your doctor says, look, your blood pressure, you're this or you're that, so. Like,
And I, honestly, like I said, when what kind of hit me was I had some depression stuff going on. I had a car accident. And the doctor said, oh, hey, you we're going to put you on meds and stuff. And when I realized it was mental, that's when it hit me. Yeah. And then they also told me I was like borderline, like in the diabetic side. So that kind of woke me up. And even after I went back, she was like, oh, well, not a lot of people do what you did. Like they just let it go anyways, And
just get on a pill. Hope for the best. Yeah, like that's what I did. Just get on something.
I thought you said I got on the pill.
A pill, like a medication.
The thing is though, like nutrition, that's why I said empowering women, but also mental and physical. I talk about all the time to all my people. I'm like, physically, when you're working out, the endorphins and all that, we know this. But it's fact. It's fact. Yeah. Mentally, shoulders go back. You start feeling better. You drop 5 pounds. You're like, okay. But like that needs to be spread as. I mean, that's such a big part.
Do you feel there's a correlation with the discipline that you adopted with your physical fitness that helped you discipline yourself into being a business owner? Is there like a connection there? I know I get deep sometimes because these shots, but
I guess it would just be my whole way of thinking. I would almost say yes. I guess I don't know. I've never thought about that.
So on a personal level, like I feel like when I am my most disciplined in terms of what I'm eating and working out, I feel like my business is doing better too.
Your life.
It's so true
when
though.
Things are in shambles and
it goes back to what I said, bro, where it's like you take care of yourself first and it all starts here. Yeah. Honestly, I always tell people that mentally, like once you get that mental down, then it's so true. Remember, I was just telling you, I'm like, bro, I didn't hit my run this week. Remember, I told you that because I was doing my rental, getting it ready. And I told him, I was like, dude, I hate doing that because my routine in the mornings is, I hit my run, like I said, my audiobook, I read 15 minutes. I have this whole routine. And if I do that, I feel like everything else just like comes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And when I stop doing that, I feel like people are grouchier towards me and all this stuff because you're attracting that. You know what I mean?
I'm so much about routine. I love routine.
Yeah.
Routine makes me happy.
Yeah.
Routine, time management. Like
now, is that in your business life and your physical
both.
fitness?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. On time is late. You know what I'm saying? I showed up here 10 minutes early.
Yeah, and I was late.
I
was late.
I was the earliest, so let's say.
But
no, that's awesome.
What would you have to say to other women out there that have a particular set of skills? Like, you know, you found your passion, or, you know, I don't personally believe you find passion. I believe you develop it, and I think you developed it. So what do you have to say to other women out there who might even still be working on it, or they found it, but they don't know, they can't take that leap of faith? Because like you said earlier, you know, you bet on yourself. And I think that's the best bet you can ever make. So what would you have to say to other women out there that are just kind of in limbo?
Absolutely. This is not probably the best business sense, I'm telling you, but like follow your gut and follow your passion, like to a T, because other people will see that and feel it. I think, again, not the best business sense. I'll tell you this. I've had about 3 women that I've talked to that are opening businesses or have, and I've had the opportunity to tell them the things that have worked or not worked for me, giving them tips on things, what to do. And even like the stuff that's like how important social media is, right? So people want to see. So, you know, am I behind doors eating runza, or am I eating the right foods, or am I working out, or
you're drinking margaritas on a podcast?
Oops, I know, but you know, they made me. And it's treat meal day, everybody.
Anybody that comes to the show knows we gotta at least do a shot.
But it was so, I mean, kind of maybe not to your question, but I enjoy helping others, especially women.
Have you had a lot of women come up to you and be like, really?
And I like
in different businesses, or
absolutely.
just
So I'll tell you one, and I don't think my friend will care that I say it. So a gal of my friend, who used to be my nutrition client, come to my classes. She opened a pole fitness place here.
Nice,
in Lincoln.
yeah.
It's a workout with a pole, mind you. It's not, you know, strip club, nothing like that.
Yeah,
it's a workout. So from the jump, tell me what like I met her at Scooters. I just kind of gave her my plan of like, because I want to share the knowledge. Because again, I wish there was somebody I could talk to, because you know, I went through.
That's been my biggest fight, is like not you know, I tell my friends all the time, I'm a big, you know, and obviously you are who you hang with. You know, I'm always constantly telling my friends, you know, about business and stuff. And it's like, if I'm a winner, I want everybody winning around me, right? And but the toughest thing is getting through somebody's head. And even if you like, they see the success, they see how you're doing, you know, and they still don't like,
or it's like they're you can't let their personal life, because remember, I'm being, well, okay, I have a car out there, and I don't know if you've seen it, but it's tagged everywhere. It says LP Fitness.
Yeah.
I can't go nowhere. I can't drive through fast food.
Yeah.
My fiance sometimes wants me to go through Burger King. I'm like, I can't go there. I need to go get your Cadillac. I cannot go.
I never thought of that. Yeah.
I was like, I can't do it. But I did it one time, and I was waiting for somebody to picture me and put on, you know, social media.
Yeah.
But like, your personal life reflects you always.
Yeah.
Always. Like I mean, except for my close people, like behind closed doors, I have to be on my best behavior. Yeah. Like,
So and it keeps you on your toes.
Yeah. I never thought of that. That's a really good point.
Like, I gotta, even in the grocery store, I gotta act right. I'm like, what's in my grocery cart? Because people are like,
so you love Uber Eats now.
DoorDash.
Hush, John Doe.
This episode is sponsored by DoorDash for life.
It's one of your clients that delivers the food.
Don't get twisted.
It's one of your clients that delivers the food.
If we could backtrack a little bit, you know, you talked about how you had, you know, essentially one of your clients is going to become a competitor to you at the, you know, when I first started, I mentioned last week how I had a really big investor that I took out to lunch to kind of just learn a little bit and try to find my way into this world of real estate investing. One of the biggest things, and I didn't bring it up in the podcast because I kind of forgot up until now, he did mention that the most successful people in entrepreneurship are the ones that have an attitude of abundance. And that's in kind of what you're saying, Billy, is that success is not like a pie. Like, because you are successful doesn't mean that now I can't have success. Exactly. You know, there's enough for everyone around.
That's the best way to be.
And so, like, for me,
it reflects yourself too. That
people
don't realize that when you're blocking others, you're blocking yourself.
Right.
Like, you really are.
And that it's good karma. You know, it comes back to you, and that's kind of to the point where we're talking about just putting goodness out into the universe, and it comes right back to you. So I think I think you're very much on like the same level as us when we talk about the deeper stuff that we get into our conversations about, that if you help other people out, you're doing it because obviously you want to help and you're just a good person. But at the end of the day, it does come back around to you because you're just doing the right thing. So that's cool. I just wanted to make a point that was awesome that you brought that up. So.
Modest Liza.
She doesn't know how to accept a compliment.
I'm really bad at compliments.
She's like,
wait.
If you're watching the video, I just made a face.
Awkward, Liza.
Or if you're not watching the video,
this is weird awesome. Noises come out, right?
Can you make the cone head noise? She did it earlier. She won't do it. No, so you did mention you make noises during your classes.
I'm really weird.
Actually, can we hear some noises?
Yeah. I don't even know, like, they don't even come out. Like, half the stuff I say during class, like, I don't even know how it comes. So somebody for Christmas.
But you're just you know what I mean? You're in the moment. You're in the moment.
And then it comes out, I'm like, well,
that's awesome though.
It's funny because somebody made for me for Christmas, one of my clients, all the weird stuff. It's not break time. Nice. No sleeping in class.
Have you had people sleep in your class?
No, but if they're laying down,
that's an expensive nap.
I'm like, it's not sleeping. They're like laying down or whatever. Or like, I just work here. You know, I just say stuff like that. Or
no, and it's crazy. Like I said, health is the number one thing. Without that, who cares? You know, how much you do in life and how far you get. Because I mean, you're richer than somebody. If you're alive and you're broke as hell, you're richer than somebody who's already dead. You know, 6 feet deep. So
I would say that.
And I think culturally, it's kind of difficult for us because like. You know, I don't know if you've ever
I want her
to
touch on that, bro. I want you to touch a little more. Like you, I mean, you started the show with a bang, right?
Yeah.
But I want you to touch on that a little more. Like, you know, basically what you saw growing up being Mexican American, the foods that we eat and all that. And like, how can you change so you can eat better? Like, and maybe throw some recipes out there that people can actually do that it's still good Mexican food
we don't have time
or whatever.
For recipes. But like,
Fat boy came out. Fat boy came out of me.
Did you bring tortillas?
It's just so funny though. There's that extreme with that food because it's like guac is great, right? Like pico de gallo is great, but then you have all these other tortillas. Like the other side.
But like I was saying, it's like, you know, it's difficult for people because like I don't know if you ever read that book, The Love Languages, the 5 love languages. Like if Latinos had a love language, it would be food. It's food. Like we love food.
I love you so much. You need to eat, and you need to eat more.
I travel to eat. I've told you that many times.
I do too, though. Yeah. I do too. I love to eat. Again, like just touch on what you were saying. Like being fed, but like even when I'm full, being fed again, and then my grandma or whoever just be like, you know, you look too skinny, mija. Let me feed you more. And I'm like, Grandma, I'm good. Or when I dare to say, I don't want anything, it's like,
ooh, record scratch. Don't do that.
But right now I'm working with my dad. You know, because he goes to grandmom still to get fed and he feeds her and all that kind of thing. But he has to bring it back because it is hard. It's a hard change, you know, to make, you know, to stay away from the tortillas and all that. But there's a million different, but I'm telling you, when you eat good, it doesn't mean to eat like crap.
And you get used, exactly. And you get used to that anyways. Because like I said, I went through my own thing of that. And I know, you know, like eating is where it's at, right? Like, can you elaborate on that a little more? Like,
it's like, so anytime I start a nutrition client, first off, I say, you know, a lot of people are like, on Monday, I'm going to start my diet. I'm going to work out and I'm going to quit smoking. I'm like, no, let's not do that.
Yeah.
Like, let's set you up for success. That's going to set you up for failure. That's too much in one time.
And actually, can I say something real quick? When I that's one of my biggest pet peeves when people are like, oh, let's wait till this man-made date
Monday.
or schedule, right? Like, or the first of this month or whatever. It's like, fucking do it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's, I've done that to myself. Like, not in that sense where I'm like, you know what, I'm cutting this off today, starting today, and I do it. You know what I mean? Or I'm starting to do this today. Like, why wait till Monday? You know what I mean?
Well, it's just the little changes. It's little changes. So when, like, usually my nutrition clients, I'm like, all right, so you used to eat out 5 days a week. Let's eat out 2 days a week. You know, it's those little changes. Pop. Okay, you know what? After you drink a half gallon of water, have your pop. You know, it's those changes because you can't go cold turkey and make this a lifestyle. My biggest thing is this is real life. I repeat my stuff all the time. That's a consistency, and this is real life. Like, this needs to be after me and you are done after our 12 weeks. I want you to continue this. So all of these things are little changes that you make, but also with it is about fueling your body. So what that means is protein, carbs, fat, vegetables, not big salads all the time, not shakes, not pills. It's like lots of food. So you know what? You're going to throw down for dinner. What are you having? You're going to have some steak, red potatoes, 2 cups of maybe asparagus and some broccoli, pico de gallo, and some avocado. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's a big ass meal.
Yeah.
You're going to have 6 ounces. I'm going to have 4.
Yeah.
A little bit less. But I teach macros, which I teach them for you. I don't expect you to do them. You need to eat a lot of food. Breakfast, I'm having egg whites, avocado, toast with avocado. I said that avocado and avocado.
Avocado seems
it's my favorite actually. I get excited about avocado.
Yeah.
But it's just having all those different groups to make you feel full, and you eat 5 times a day. You know, breakfast, snack. It's what we hear all the time, but it's like when you put it to real life and to you, it's like, oh, okay, you're never at the point. So you know how people are on a diet and they like start. Breakfast, I'm good. You know, all those things. Did it come dinner? They're like, inhale everything. Well, because you're starving yourself. You need to be able to always be like, oh, damn, it's time to eat. Back in the day, you tell me that. I'm like, you get out of here because I'm hungry all the time.
Yeah.
But it's like those where you're always, your body.
Well, so I mean, this is awesome. Can you let people know where they can find you, website?
Do you still do the free class?
I do a free week.
Oh, free week.
So I switched it to a week because people are coming and just getting one class, and I have different classes. So I teach a cardio. So I teach boot camps, a total body toning where you follow me. That's the first class I usually have people come to. Or I teach kickboxing and I turn into a ninja. Just so you know.
It's awesome.
And so, you can try a whole week for free. Hit me up, any of my social media.
Yeah, can you tell us how to find you?
It's LP Fitness. My website's lpfitnessne.com. The email, lpfitnessne@gmail.
What about some social media?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. You can find me. Like,
what's your Instagram?
I'm old, so you just type in LP Fitness. I don't know.
Liza.
We'll find it. We'll throw it on the video or whatever.
She's old. I don't know. What is it like? LP Fitness. Put it in. You'll see
the
me.
thing that looks like an A.
Actually, so you'll see her. This is me. You'll see her, and that's me. Okay, that's me.
Okay.
I know.
And then, so what? Like, are you open to new clients now? Then
absolutely, yeah, always. I'm
literally just hit up your website. Is that the easiest way to do
Any
it?
social media, I'm like so good.
Message you.
Yeah, I'm working all the time.
Yeah. So, okay. Cool.
But I want to help everybody, so yes, please.
Yeah.
This is great. I want to thank you. I mean, we're honored to have you as our first guest.
Thank you guys. I was nervous.
You realize you're the first guest.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
Yep.
To us, it is at least.
Yes,
I hope it's a big deal to you.
It
but
is,
yeah, I mean,
thank you.
I think you provided a ton of useful information and great information for not just physical fitness, but for anyone looking into break into doing their own thing in terms of entrepreneurship and the challenges that you faced. And we're looking forward to seeing what your next steps are. I know you're keeping them a secret right now, but yeah, follow her on Instagram. What is it, Liza 1960?
Stop it! Not that old. Shoot.
But yeah, look up LP Fitness.
We'll throw it on the links in the video. So
yeah, there we go.
And then if you want to follow the podcast, Minority Report.
Make sure you guys subscribe.
On YouTube too. And then yours is the Billy the Kid.
Yep. At Billy the Kid, and then at Dan Delgado REI, right?
Boom, that's it. You got it. All right, guys. Well, thank you again for coming on.
Let's get it.
This is awesome. Have a great week, guys.
Please don't segregate. Dress in a suit, I can't relate. Minority Report, can't ignore being rich from poor and your credit score. My hand to please don't segregate. Dress in a suit, I can't relate. Minority Report, can't ignore being rich from poor and your